Hello everyone who showed up today. I'm here in my studio here in Cleveland. I hear we're a little bit in the red zone, so guess what that means for me? Is that I get studio time, yay! Also here, it's nice and hot and humid. I just had to turn my fan off, so I'll be sweating here in a little bit. The good thing is I've got a really big fan, and when I work, that's pretty close to me. When I work, I have really good ventilation. So, it's nice and safe to work in my studio here, even in the summer. In the winter, I have radiators and heat, so I can still keep windows open, keep my fan on, and get a lot of things moving. Hello, everyone. Good morning. Brandy's here, and Nicole, Cecile, and Celeste. Hello to you. Barbara and Kay. Nice to see you guys. Good morning. Thursday morning, I actually just got finished with a acupuncture. So, hey, it's going to be all me. Hi, Sandy. It's going to be all me today. Sometimes I walk out of there and I'm a little bit spacey, but it was good. I like fitting it in the morning because then I have my whole day in front of me that I can get to work in my studio. Yay, Thursday. Hi, Sherry. I'm going to miss you in Portland, Sherry. Oh my gosh, I was so looking forward to seeing you. Hey, Christina. Mary, nice to see you guys. Yay, Christy Miller. Thank you guys. Nice to see you guys show up. Oh my gosh. Hi, Allie, Mary, yay. Thanks for coming in. You guys, Christine is here and she's answering under Susan Leonard-Casmer. Hey, Joni and Nancy, nice to see you guys. Happy Thursday. Christina and I, as you guys know, I've been working so hard behind the scenes. Christina, I'm so happy she showed up here. Mary Jo, Carmen, nice to see, oh, Matthew, hi, Matt. There's my neighbor, Matt's here, yay. You guys gonna see me starting to sweat in a little bit, right? I know Matt's studio is even hotter than mine because he's on the east side with things coming in. Hi, Jill, hi. All right, you guys, happy Thursday, jewelry day. So Christine and I, we've been working really hard behind the scenes, and it's been really kind of fun seeing this all come together. Oh my gosh, I put it out there yesterday. Hi Barb. I have been really working hard. Okay, so Christina's already put questions in the comments. What I want to go into today to talk about, I have a lot more stories and things like that coming up on I might switch over to Instagram. I'll let you guys know. Christine and I pretty much were working in the moment right now. We're just kind of getting things wrapped up. I know there's been a lot of questions of people asking me if I'm gonna do this again. I know there's been a lot of people who would love to be in this program, and I'm so sorry, it's hard because we don't know our future. We don't know what's gonna happen. For me, one of the things that I do, and I am not going to be insensitive to anyone. If you're able to take this course or not. I know it's expensive. I spent a lot of money on it this time. We're putting together a book, Christine and I. So, I really want to, Christine and I back and forth have spent even just a year working on the bones of this program. I'm really deciding what could I do to really help people grow as a jeweler or as a person. So, it's interesting because I realized what I wanted to bring up today before I even talk about the workshop is, oh, I didn't even bring my notes over. Oh, well. In time, what we're doing right now, back when I was in my 20s, I started in the fashion field, but I was, new jewelry, and I wasn't doing fashion jewelry. When you think of fashion jewelry, it's always low end, people are doing with brass or bronze or not even, real valuable material. Hey, everybody, nice to see you, yay. So, there was nobody in this field of doing really beautiful, significant work in the fashion world back when I was in my 20s. So, through time, that's really what I'm about. Have I had to, if you decide to do something different in your life, you're always going to hear, if you're a pioneer, you're always going to hear, you're not doing it right. You should be using this torch. You should be using this way. You should be doing this, blah, blah, blah. We've all heard it, right? But when you are deciding to really kind of break your own pathway, you're gonna hear things like that. Hey, you guys, hi, nice to have everybody here, yay. So, from Vancouver, woo. So, you know, really, you guys, when I talked about in the introductory to the alchemy of soldering, I really talked about, you know, when in defining myself, I think through my last group last year, I realized, and through some of my friends I know in jewelry, I realized like what I really do is a whole look. I put a whole look together. I'm studied in fashion, in museum exhibits, in performance pieces, in costuming, in adornment, and studies in talisman. So combining that all together, where does goldsmithing fit in? Oh, it fits in, but it's not really what I'm trying to talk about all the time. I have many goldsmiths in my class and many silversmiths that fill into my classroom. Hello, Kim's here too. Nice to see you. And Anna, nice. So, you know, that is going to be, you know, really getting the techniques down are just part of this course. What I really want to teach is how to express yourself through your jewelry. You know, really giving yourself an expression through your jewelry. I'm actually working on re-entering the fashion world like I did. You know, I mean, I do Milan Fashion Week where we had to miss this presentation and we're gonna do again in June of 21. So I'm excited, I have time. There's also a couple leads that came up for me in the meantime in the fashion world. So we'll see as things progress. You know, it's like I'm not gonna sit and obsess. Back in the old days, I just worked really hard and I let, my goals were big and I let things direct me because I wanted to do it. Now I'm like, you know, as I'm in this stage of my life, I'm really excited. Shoulda, woulda, coulda. I'm really excited about, you know, mentoring this next group in, really being in the moment. It's a lot about focusing, being in the moment. If you're in your studio and you love your work that you're doing, you are going to be in the moment and it feels so good. So what I'm teaching in my workshop is really how to express yourself through sterling silver. As a goldsmith, that's fine. As a silversmith, that's fine. But also really as an art form, as an artwork. Anytime you're doing your authentic artwork, your pieces will sell if that's important to you. I'm kind of holding on to a little group of pieces now that I'm really want to keep with me. I feel good when I wear them, you know. So anyway, I'm not as concerned about selling these, but I will. I'm letting a lot of them go in August, like I said. And I want to remind you guys of this. So I was thinking, and I have a couple things to say. So I wanted to remind you guys of this. Back in any part of history in time, in the Impressionist, with you know, in the Impressionist Renoir and all this whole group, they actually were turned down at the museum exhibits. Their work was considered crap. So they were turned down. So the interesting thing is, hi Deb, yay! Oh, we both love. See, it's true. It's like Christina's an artist. This is Christina behind the scenes under Susan Leonard Casimir. I love her so much. She's my operational manager, but she also has her own company and her own style and her own way. So when she came into my team, you know, she came in with her own skills and her own voice, and she coaches people and all of that. But, you know, our team has really worked well together, her and I, and then we have a few other people on our team, which has been really exciting to have things grow. So yes, there is Christina. Hey, Michelle. So she actually, you know, has really, she has been the one answering questions. Christina has been working so hard this past week. If I had an assistant over here, I'd send her flowers. Well, I'll get one soon. You know, one step at a time, guys, right? So anyway, I couldn't call her up. So anyway, so I want to go back to the Impressionist time period. Yeah, let's see. The Impressionist time period, because back then, it's like the Impressionists, their work was considered not very good. So when you're taking, you know, so what they actually did is that forced them, since they couldn't get into museums, they were banned from a lot of things, their work wasn't respected, people went into these Impressionists all formed a group and they formed their own shows, and a lot of it happened, yes, we can answer that too. Nicole, if you want to write that in, Christina can answer it right away. And I'll talk a little bit more about pricing and all of that in just a second. I want to finish this one train of thought and then I'll get into that. Make sense? Okay, so these impressionists, they got into their group, and it was in this one area in Paris where they started this whole movement. You know, you love sitting there. Every time I went to Paris, I would sit in this area because it really is where the impressionists started. There's a lot of impressionists still there now. But, you know, then their work started being able to be more serious, and look at how it's grown. They're a big footprint in our time. This is a different area that I'm actually training you guys in. This is not training you guys, but you know, I'm actually teaching a different area in the whole jewelry world. Yes, I am teaching goldsmithing, but I'm also teaching expressing yourself, doing things that you want to do. I posted this ring today, and I'll talk about that in a little bit. It's kind of the art of the imperfections that I want to talk about. Okay, so one thing I want to say to you guys, one thing I want to say to you guys is that with Christine and I, we were talking. Christina came up with this idea because there's a lot of people whoever is meant to come into this course will come into this course. Don't sweat yourself. If intuitively you feel like you can't swing it, or you don't have the time for it, or you're in a space where it's not going to help you out. I'm always up here on Thursdays. I do inspiration in life. Now, we did decide to put together this program that we're doing just today, and then it closes tonight. To get into the course, closes tonight, and then we start Monday morning. So we have to have time to kind of pull things together and move on to the next stage. But what we decided to do is actually we could break the whole course down into a whole year payment, even though the course is lasting 6 months. So I think the per month it would end up costing like $121, I'm thinking, you know, so you could break it down. You know, but think about it. If you don't have time in your life, that's perfectly fine. Right now, at this particular second, Christine and we still are putting together the book. I know that I will use this course again, but I don't know how I'm going to present it. I have so many people that ask me, are you going to do this mentored course again? So this is my second time. I might do 3, you know, but I don't know my approach I'm doing. Eventually, I'm going to break down the courses and just let them be one by one. You know what I mean? So, hello there, Anne. Nice to see you. Oh, thank you. So Christine has the payment plan of $129 a month. So she put that up there. So if anyone's on the fence and you really want to do it and find a way to afford it, that could be really cool. There's also somebody who is saying they want to work in copper. Oh my gosh, right on. Copper or bronze. The only thing that I do with working with copper or bronze is I would make sure you use a thin gauge. With copper, it's stronger than sterling silver, standing as sheet metal. So you actually could work with a 24 gauge. You even can work with maybe a 26 gauge with copper, because the torches that we have, the torches, the butane torches, you can get really complex. You know, I brought this piece here. This is one of my pieces in my exploratory process. It's a crazy piece. It really is a crazy piece. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it yet, but I think when I was working on this, you know, it's that exploratory process that I'm talking to you guys. I really felt like doing this. I'm not sure what's going to happen with it, but what I was really practicing was layers and layers and layers of metalwork and working with such a big form. You know, I really wanted to see. I think what I'm going to do is pull this piece and really almost cover up this inside with the bigger stone. We'll see. But, you know, that's actually what we're talking about today is, hey, oh my gosh, Mac. I love Mac so much. We love Mac. We love her, so that's good. Yeah, so Sherry's saying she loves working bronze. It's so pretty. Bronze, it's such a pretty metal. You know, that would be beautiful. So actually, if there's any questions on the intentional metalsmithing, Christina's right on here. You can ask them right now. I can answer some of your questions right now, and then I know it's crazy, but you know, it's like today really is, because you know, what it really is about is challenging yourself. If you're walking into your studio on a daily basis and your studio is all set up, sometimes you just get into a rut, you know, of working. This course is going to be really good for anybody who wants to get out of a rut. So one of the things that I did for this piece here is I walked into my studio and I was like, what is on, oops, I'm dropping pieces now. What's on my bench that is scrap? Let me grab this piece. Let me see if there's anything. I don't know if you guys have this, but once you start dropping things on the ground, you could be into some pretty big trouble, you know? So here's some things that I had on my bench that have just been floating around for a long time. You know, here's a coin that it's not even set in here, just a wire. I put this piece together. You know, I put a couple things together here, a little bit of scrap there, a little bit of just kind of altered pieces. I love that stone. This was a bezel I put together on a box of halfway enameled pieces a long time ago. So, you know, so this ring that I posted today is a little bit about that. I came in, I had this outside ring done. I had this little curl cut that I cut with my snips. You can see that on top. It's actually, instead of doing a shot plate, I just did a nice little curl. This bezel was actually just sitting there. Maybe I had to build another one. Maybe it didn't match my stone. So you see, I looked for a piece that was loose inside, and you can see how I decided to attach that. Because, you know, so this is back to, again, these loose pieces that you can attach in a very interesting way. Now, what ended up happening is my stone wasn't strong enough. It's not really a stone. My stone wasn't strong enough. So, you know, I actually have another one. I think that's the one that rolled across the floor. But, you know, you could think about this would be a nice choice, but it's not going to fit. I do have another one that fits. So, you know, all I have to do is snip this apart, pull it apart. So when you have troublesome pieces and you're working on an idea, there's always ways to undo your work and get it the way that you want it to be. I don't worry about, you know, sometimes I'll just put it aside and sit on it and think about it for a long time, you know, if I want to make a change. Also, look what else was on my bench, you guys. Check out my ring band. You guys know this will be in the last chapter of Intentional Metalsmithing. I just wanted to get in and clean up a few things sitting around. You can see where I have even, you know, just a little flattened ball sitting on the side, but I want to get in and clean up just a lot of my wires and twisted wires that were too short really to use. If you have 2 inches, you can do a ring band with them. You know, that's going to give you a different look from all angles. So anyway, you know, that actually, a lot of this, when we get to the last chapter in Intentional Metalsmithing, we will be cleaning up our bench with mistakes we've made, changes we've done, you know, really looking at your piece. I always put a piece aside if I'm thinking about whether I am ready to make a decision on it or not. Usually I'll find it in my dreams or, you know, walking around in the world and all of that. Yes, you can do the projects. Oh my gosh, we are doing all the projects with the butane torch. Okay, so the torch I think has been the most controversy. This is what I do when I showed you this super big piece, when I show you all of my work that I do, I'm doing all of my work with this butane torch. So 3 years ago, I stopped using my acetylene torches and I just use this torch because if I can do it, you guys can do it. Why am I using butane? For one, it's the Nomad torch. You know, this is actually a $25 torch and it's a $6 fuel. You know, and I had people comment, there were a couple comments saying, hey, this is a waste. Why wouldn't you use your acetylene torch or your oxygen? You're throwing away containers. I did the whole Intentional Metalsmithing on one tank. So when you guys see me doing this, it's one tank. Now, I didn't even use the whole tank for every single project that you see on there. So it does go a long way, but for 2, I don't have to worry as much about ventilation. Yes, I worry about ventilation because as a silversmith, anything airborne, you know, can get in your lungs and you don't want to breathe things in. But when I had my acetylene torch, when I had my acetylene torch, the outgassing rises. And above me, they were getting their alarms that would go off for carbon monoxide, you know, so too high of carbon monoxide. So with this sinks and it doesn't have the outgassing of carbon monoxide. I do everything with this. You guys are welcome to use another torch. If you already have an acetylene torch, that means that you're a silversmith, you have a big workspace. This is number 2, this is a kitchen torch, I call it. You can set this up on your kitchen table and take it down and put it up and take it down. So the setting that I give you guys is like a kitchen torch. Some people are in so many different fields that you know, you want to think of, you don't need to invest everything all at one time. Yes, you know, I actually, about right before I did my first Intentional Metalsmithing course, I was like, all right, I tried this for 2 years. I'm done. I'm going to go back to my acetylene. Then I was like, whoa, wait a minute. I'm going to do a course on this, you know. It opens it up to the general public, and it opens it up so it's not that expensive. You don't have to make a huge commitment of ventilations and tanks, and, you know, you can't do all this in your kitchen. When I taught in San Francisco, everybody was so into small setups, you know, so small setups. So I still love it. When I am traveling, I can bring my torch with me and literally get some work done with this. Oh, discontinued. No, this is not benzomatic. Don't get the benzomatic one. This is from Eurotool and it's pretty popular. Here's how the inside looks, and it has that notch right there. See this notch? You guys, you know what? Just get onto our supply list. It's all on there. So the cool thing is, I'm not making money from it. I'm not selling any of this, but you can get back to Alchemy of Soldering. Make sure you guys study that before you get into IM on Monday and Intentional Metalsmithing on Monday. But the whole list is there. There's links to it. We've linked everything up for you. You know, everything is there. Creme brulee torch won't really work as well. I mean, I hate to be the bearer of, this gets so hot. Watch this. Okay, when I am working with really big pieces, I use this. When I'm working with, and you know, so in this course, when I'm working with beginning pieces or small pieces, I work with this. So in Intentional Metalsmithing, I'm actually, so don't worry, with the chapter, I'm showing you guys with a ruler how long your flame should be, all of this type of stuff. I'm gonna be right here with you guys, working in my studio. I'm not going anywhere, you know, so I'm here with you guys. We're available. We have a Facebook Live group. People are always on there. And you know, one of the beautiful things I sat and thought about on my, I take this walk and I just kind of think about life, you know. I am so grateful to so many people who were in my first course, Intentional Metalsmithing, because they're still here with me and it warms my heart so much. So I'm like, we have a community. There are so many beautiful people that were in that course. You are coming into a community, and you know, I'm orchestrating it, but it's not me, it's our whole group. It's our whole group that is so beautiful. I promise you that, you know. You can't help, if you're getting frustrated, there are people that have came in the last group that just surrounded you and encouraged you, you know. There's no judgment. Oh, thank you, but Colleen, you know what, it's like, it's all of us. There's our group. We're coming together. Our group is coming together, which is why I am not pushing it in any way to have somebody come into our group that's not supposed to be here. Because our group, you know, if you're hearing what I'm saying and if you're liking what I'm saying, you're in our group. You know, if there's people that are on like, well, what about this or what about that? You know, it might be too, but you know, of course you should ask questions, of course. And of course you're gonna have frustrations, because if you don't have frustrations, there's Sherry, she was in the first group in depth. If you don't have frustrations, you're not learning. Early on, when I was in my 30s and started teaching, I would go in, oh my God, I can't believe I did this. You know, I'd have like 6-hour classes. I would go in and I would get everybody out from their comfort zone. Like I would pull the rug out from under them, get everybody in being uncomfortable. If anyone was there in my early days, you know, because it was hard. It was hard to kind of manage it, but then everyone could see there's difficulties, and then we could all come together. And maybe, you know, during that time I did it randomly. I didn't know who were my people and who were not, but randomly, you know, half the people would be enlightened and half the people would be like, oh my gosh, this is crazy. I can't do this again, you know? But now really, you know, and that's why I really love this online program, even more so than, you know, then more so coming out and teaching to different places where I just have a couple days. You guys are in your studio. I'm in my studio. You're going to find more of your own pieces. We're all showing up. I mean, I encourage you to show up 2 to 3 times a week. Our group is always there in the middle of the night. Stacy! Oh my gosh, there's Stacy. Stacy, we had some times together. And Brenda! Oh my gosh, you guys, thank you so much. See? These are some of my people who were with me for a long time. Stacy's I love you, Stacy. It's gonna be fun. Oh my gosh. All right, see? So this is gonna be really fun. We've got a really amazing group. So what I talk about is absolutely it. You know, there were people who were transformed at the end of the workshop, including myself. When I talk about things like this, I am right there with you guys, you know, which is why it's like, it's hard for me to answer the question of, am I going to do this again? Am I going to do it again like this? I don't know. You know, the first group, we worked out so many. I was really glad it was like my early people. And we worked out so much together. We're coming in polished, guys. So we'll see. We're coming in polished. We're coming in smooth. We're coming in with a book. We're coming in with people. You know what I mean? So I think it'll be really fun. But you know, it's going to be really fun to see where the group goes to. So yeah. Oh, there's Sandy. Oh my gosh. See, it's like, I just love, it's sister friends. You really turn out to be sister friends, you know. So communicating online, people meet up with each other. People, you know, if anyone, you know, in the workshop, if anyone decides they want to come into a workshop, I teach in Mexico. This year, I'm the only one that's going to go on this year is Mexico in December, which I'm really excited about. And then I'm doing my fall workshops, you know, in September, October, November. I'm just doing some weekend fall. But, you know, if you want to show up in person here, but really you know, this will be really nice. You guys are going to be surprised. It may be different than what you expected once we start, but I think it's going to be wonderful. There's even people who know exactly what they're doing. Coming into this course, we had a few people in the last course who were just amazing jewelers already. Oh, see? So, you know, there are people that are coming in. You know, the thing is that it's my, you know, in making a job, in doing this type of work, and I'm so grateful. In doing this type of work, it's my decision to come in and really help to make you successful, because in life right now, it is an introspective time. We don't take away from each other, we add to each other. There's so many different fields in the jewelry field that I talked about to a lot of people in the last course, and I'll talk about again, so many different fields. It's always interesting. I'm always walking around interviewing people of what they do and what they're, you know, and see personality types and all of this. So the thing that I love about Christina, because her and I, we work together, we match well because we both hold the same vibration, if that makes sense to you. It's so sweet because sometimes I'll talk to Christina. I was just thinking of this yesterday. Sometimes I'll talk to Christina and, you know, I'll be like, oh my God, there's somebody like really, like, I'm all problems with technology. You know what I mean? I have strengths, but I have many weaknesses too. Oh, Kathy, very good, excelente. Laura, yay. Christina, she, you know, she'll get on. I'll be like, oh my God, Christina, there was like a couple people having all this trouble, you know, getting on. She'll be like, oh, the poor dear, let me get on there and help her, you know. And I'm always like, that's so sweet. You know, she's very educated in her field, and she uses it to help other people as well. So I like that. And so we're both the same. I'm very educated in my field. I know a lot of people. It was really fun going to Tucson last year. Who knows what's going to happen? But it's like I noticed it. I walked around and I was like, oh my gosh, I know these guys. I know these guys. You know, I grew. A lot of people grew. If you guys know Jessica Jordan Cote, she actually is so sweet. I was mentored her from when she was so young. I met her at the American Craft Council. So she's always like, oh my gosh, you inspired me to be an artist, you know, so it's really sweet. And she's still, oh my gosh, such a dear. I love her to death. So, yes, so, oh, see, there's Christine answering. Oh dear, yeah, I like how she says, oh dear. Who says that? In California, they say that. I'm from the south side of Chicago, as you guys know, so my language is a little bit rougher. What did I say to Christine? I was like, oh, the shit's gonna hit the fan. And she's like, what does that mean? And I was like, oh, maybe that's like a Midwesterner, badass outside of Chicago, or, you know, Cleveland type of statement. I don't know, so it's interesting. Barb, there's Barb, nice to see you. Okay, you might sell the farm. Well, you know what, you guys, okay, for the next round, really, don't worry about it. You know, if the timing does not feel right, we're here on Thursday, I'm here on Thursdays. There is the plan where it's $125 a month for a whole year, you know, is what we put out there for people. But don't let that influence your decision. You know, we just wanted to make it a little bit. Hi, Barb Solemn. Oh my gosh, so nice to see you. Yes, I know. You know what, listen, I did this film. If it's gonna be exciting to see, I always feel with my group, you know, I can find out what questions are asked and see where there's holes, see where there's space, which is why I did this again. I'm thinking, you know, this time we're doing the book. Christine and I, the book's gonna go with the group. You know, maybe the whole spaces we can fill in with the book. I don't know, you know, we'll see. So you know, it definitely will be out there, whether it's one at a time or we don't know yet. So, no, you say that in Oregon. Okay, good, see? I used to live in Oregon, Eugene, for a year, so maybe. Okay, so I was talking earlier, you know, so a challenge that I wanna give you guys right now, if you want to, oh, the duck hits the fan, Deb, is that what you say? Oh, you're so good. Okay, excellent, oh my gosh. Cincinnati, right on, see? Cincy. I was trying to I was actually had to spell that for some reason today. Kendra! There's Kendra coming in. Oh my gosh, Kendra, she was with the last group. It's been so amazing. The book actually, we actually are really excited about getting this launch going. We're gonna rest this weekend. We're closing the registration tonight, and then we're resting this weekend. Christine and I, we're gonna be sleeping and maybe swimming, we'll see. But and we start Monday, we'll be nice and fresh. Our meeting is, I decided this, with this new group, I'm gonna do it 7 o'clock at night Eastern time, Monday. And then that's, you know, just, we always met in the morning. I just wanna see how it goes. More of an evening and see how things go. So we're gonna be working on that. As soon as we rest up a little bit, we're gonna be working on the book. So we have a lot of it down. We have all the close-up photos. We have our group from last year who let us use their photos in here so you guys can see people grow, you can see work grow. We're going to, we're going to actually have step-outs, written step-outs in there. So a lot of this stuff is done. We just need it to come together in a beautiful way. And we're doing it as an ebook. So, you know, towards the end of the course, we can figure out how we need to change it to make this whole course a completion, you know, make it completed. So, you know, in the meantime, really, it's like, you know, this course, yes, it's about a pendant making jewelry, but it really is about the whole picture. You know, how do you want to look? Where are you going to? You know, as we started, Morocco actually, as a lot of people know, we actually decided to delay it for a year. Even if Morocco was opening up, even if us US people can get into Morocco, they're not set up. Unfortunately, they're a country, which is why we love them so much. It's a country that they really don't do a lot of online. They do a lot of tourists, so they're not really set up for all this. So, you know, let them get a restart, and by the time we get back here, let's all of us get a restart, you know, and it's kind of fun. So if you're in a time of, you know, for me, it's like I felt like I was ready to kind of step out into the world, and then I realized, you know, it's with COVID, it's a time to kind of be inside a little bit more. So for me, I feel like it's really a perfect opportunity to kind of take a course. And if you guys know of anyone who should be in the course today, it's really a good study time. You know, today we're closing it at midnight. So you could do, Croatia, I'd love to. Oh my gosh, I'm Croatian, I'd love to. Oh my God. Yes, I keep seeing that. Wouldn't that be amazing? I would love to do one. So we'll see. You know, I really love doing the international. I'm not gonna travel and teach anymore like before. I'm finding I'm really getting centered. I can really focus on, put so much into this course here, and I'm really enjoying meeting with people online and seeing people in line, you know, online. So I'm excited about this whole new way to do things. So. Cincinnati. So there we go. So your challenge right now, you know, if you guys are working jewelers, if you're getting ready for intentional metalsmithing on Monday, I would say just gather your things, make sure you know the beginning steps in alchemy of soldering, and then we're just, you know, the first one that's coming up on Monday is just really expanding out from what you know. Just, you know, it's a really good, I love these first two to start with. So it really is, you're getting in here and you're expanding outward. And I'll meet with you guys. Sign you up for Croatia, me too. We're all dying to travel right now, aren't we? Because we haven't been able to travel. I'm like, I'll go anywhere right now is how I feel, you know? But yes, I know, yes, yeah. No more Art and Soul, it's canceled for now. So Portland's canceled. I think she's gonna stay in business. Anyone who is enrolled in any of my classes from Art and Soul, I'm giving you, you get that money off if you wanna take this course. So I had somebody who signed up, maybe they're on here today, I can't remember who it was, but someone signed up and we just give her full refund back, and then she signs up for the course. And for anyone at Art and Soul, we're still giving the early bird special because Glennie just announced that. There can only be 10 people in Portland right now. So anyway, yes. There's no, yeah, you know what? There's no classes going on. Oh, you guys, there's no classes going on at Bead Fest. And we just got an announcement yesterday that, yes, that would be great. I love Virginia Beach. Kelly Schroeder, no more Bead and Button either. So Bead and Button just made an announcement yesterday. They were one of the biggest shows. They're so close to me. You know, I always loved going to that show, but I was actually thinking that it might have been my last one anyway. I mean, you know what I think it is, guys, is these, for our field, we've been doing this so long, I love those really big events, but think about local. Think about, you know, not just online, but think about local. You know, I'm like, oh my God, I always go get all my stones, or, you know, I have these beautiful gems. On Fridays in the course, we open up so you guys can sell off any stones that you want, any gems that you want. Everybody puts things up for sale on Friday. Road trip. So what about these local gem shops? Wouldn't that be amazing? I'm thinking because of this, I'm seeing, because I'm now in the city again, which is nice, in Cleveland, which is a small town, you know, to some, but, you know, I'm seeing like in my condo, it's so sweet to see, it's all different ages, and we're going out front. We have a fenced in area. People are bringing their dogs out and running, and we're talking, and everybody brings their glass of wine down, and we stay 6 feet apart and all this stuff. But, you know, to go to local, maybe get friends together that we know, we need to connect, like let's stay connected, you know, and then going to local events. There's gem shows that come through into locally, you know, there's a local, yay, Kimmy, we'll have to do, there's a local rock shop here where you could carve your own. You know, to me is what I'm really getting more and more, because we're in the red zone again right now. So it's like we weren't really in the red zone as much before. Now we are. Anyone who wasn't in the red zone before really is feeling it now. But, you know, it's like, it's just, I was like, oh no, I want to get out, you know, but I'm like, I am getting out. I get to see you guys. I want to do local, you know, all of this type of local. It's just shifting your mind, which is where I need you anyway if you're taking intentional metalsmithing. You're going to be shifting your mind to grow. You're going to be growing, and you're going to be altering, you know, a lot of your work. Yay, see? So that, hey, Scarlett. Oh my gosh, so nice to hear from you. You know, it's been so amazing. Yeah, see, so your local gem and rock show, maybe they're canceled. But you know what, you guys? We can get on and we can search things. I actually have a really good gem source. All your bags are coming, and yours too, Sherry. I just remember seeing your name in there. All your bags of gems. You know, the thing I realized is that I didn't really want to sell my gems, but so many people asked me about them. So I was able to get them ordered in, and they came in beautiful. So now I know I can trust my source. And they're shallow. They're nice and shallow. Here, I'll bring them over. You guys are getting your bag. Let me see if I still have it as my bag. Yeah. You know, they're nice and shallow. This is my nice bag. I'll show it right here. You know, they're nice and shallow. Now, this isn't $100, but you guys will see. The next time in, I'm going to order these larger ones and small ones. And so they don't, you know, they're sold in carats. You guys all have labeled on there what is in there. For me, it's not worth it to send 2 of them at a time in all different numbers. It's easier just to say $100 bags, you know. So, so Pam, I'll put it up there again. Oh, Adrienne got her gems. Are they gorgeous? So, you know what? When we start the course right now, Christina and I are super busy, but I sold 40 bags of gems because I get these beautiful, beautiful gems into my workspace. So you guys, yeah. Yay, Joni got hers. See, so these are the gems that I have my hand on. If you guys see my work, these are the gems that you guys see in my work that just make everything better, don't they, guys? So, you know, you could work with your druzy. Oh, you could work with all your different pieces, but when, you know, these are the little highlights. Well, so Pam, for the gems, on Friday when we're into the workshop, I'll put some more bags up for sale. And a lot of times I just do a grab bag of gems, and they're small. You get a super good amount, but they're $100 bags is the way I sell them. And you get, oh my, were you guys surprised at how much you get for $100? I was like, oh my God, wait a second, did I measure these wrong? Am I like ripping myself off? And then I reweighed them again. Yeah, so see, so I'm gonna order in again. We're gonna get started with this course, and the graduates sign up for the new, oh yeah, so Christina will have that for you, Janie. Yeah, so you guys also know that we're gonna have some of the graduates in on the course too, because the first group, that's really what they got, is they get the book. A lot of people contributed their jewelry in the book. So, you know, for me, it's like, why wouldn't I have the graduates in the new course anyway? They help everyone so much. They're here in our community, like especially the people that want to do it again. These are the people that we want in our group. So, oh, Sandy, you got 2 bags coming. Yours will be coming soon. So, the meeting on Monday for IM is at 7 o'clock Eastern. So 4 o'clock Western. We'll see how that goes, or for Pacific Standard. So we'll see how that goes. We'll see how we like that. I used to meet with everyone at 10 a.m. I was nice and fresh. So we'll see. I'm gonna be fresh. So does that make sense? I'm so excited, you guys. I'm super excited. We're, you know, just finishing off the last of anything. If you guys know of anyone who needs to be in our course with us, you know, during kind of this time where we're remaking ourselves, there's a lot of, you know, there's a lot of like, I'm talking to you guys about a lot of undoing and then a lot of, you know, doing up again. And, you know, it's just really a big process like that. It's a refresher. You're going to get into the course and be refreshed, you know, just with the group, with my words, with my challenges. The book that we have will give you more of like prompts and challenges for you. So sales are announced on my email list. Make sure you're on my email list. Gem sales. So I always announce the gem sales, when the gem sales are going to be up. Jewelry sale, there's going to be a jewelry sale in August that has a lot of these pieces here. I'm finally ready to let go. It's, you know, this has been a lot of, I've been in my studio working. I'm actually starting on, as soon as we get the course started and up and rolling, I'm going to be working on my Milan pieces. And I have another reason to build these really big, a couple really big pieces, and I'll tell you guys later. If, you know, hey, you never know until it happens. So we'll see with the fashion fashion area. So graduates get to re-register, talk to Christina. So yes, Tracy, we'd love to have you. It's a new course. I think you guys are gonna like it. You might buzz through. We love you because you're also here giving the vibration that we built in our first course. So it'll be really amazing. So thank you, Janie. Well, I hope to really continue to inspire you guys. That's what I do. So, you know, it's like, for me, when I was undoing, and a lot of it was kind of undoing, and I was just fresh doing up when I started my last course. But, you know, one of the things I realized is that, you know, here's my pluses and minuses. Pluses, I put together a whole look. Pluses, I'm an explorer. I don't care if it's a right way to do things. I mean, the metalsmithing in this course is absolutely appropriate, you know. I don't glue, I show gluing at one point just in case you have to, but just like my cold joint book, everything is done right. We just use alternative tools and, you know, a small setup and different angles. And so, you know, I'm an explorer with my medium. I inspire because I think I do explore. I am not here to judge you about, oh my gosh, look at that, you know, look at your piece here, look at your end there. When you show your work, myself and the graduates of the last class, we're not here to judge you because I'm more excited about a new interesting idea. You can get in your studio over and over again and master your skills. You know, when you're in this course, I'm not expecting you to show up as a master. Some people do, you know, but you know, like you guys saw this ring, as I'm working with this ring, my piece is crumbling a bit, you know. It's the object. It's the object on here. Crumbled a bit. Oh, this is a tiny little one. Oh yeah, this one has, you know, I decided just instead of always using the shot plate. Some days I come in and I'm like, all right, what can I use instead of shot plate? What would be so interesting? My Cold Connection book will be available at the same time. So how's that? Making Connections. The better price on the workshop. Is it up there yet, Christina? So the workshop where you can actually, I think when you get onto the site to purchase, although let's let Christina answer. That's her, she's got it there. So if you want to get, it's $128 a month, and you just pay for it over a course of a year if you really feel like you want to join the group. Now remember, you'll also have this for a long time. This will be a lifetime. This is your lifetime in and out. It's just that unless I stop doing Kajabi, you know, or something like that. Okay, she said, please email her if you want that other, oh, she didn't get the question. You could just email her. And the Cold Connection book, Making Connections, yes. I might even, I don't, you know, it's something I want to talk about to Christina. It's interesting because I did the same approach to soldering that I did to making my cold joints. I might actually, I don't know, it might be kind of fun to, you know, to show that one. When I did Making Connections, I walked around in the world for 3 years and I did not do any soldering, any type of gluing, any type of work like that. I just, you know, I just actually went in and figured out how to do everything cold joint. So if I want to build a box shape, I figured out folds, I figured out rivets, I figured out how to get things done. If I want, you know, there were tabs, there were prongs, there was cold, everything is cold joint except for, you know, this one technique of drawing a bead that's in there that you have to heat up, and that's this one here. And there is a cold joint way to do it too. I just like doing the heated one. Oh my gosh, I'm not giving you guys the finger, I promise. Maybe it needs to go the other way. Okay, so is there any other questions? There we go, I like that one. So remember again, as we're getting into this course, I brought up the Impressionists to you. You know, those Impressionists, back in time, you know, really, when it started, people were stepping outside of the box and just doing crazy things. And, you know, now it's like, and Toulouse-Lautrec was one of my heroes forever that I carry into, if you're a professional, absolutely, then you're here. I feel like if you're a professional, there's Susan Wechsler was one of mine who came in with all the skills. I think this is what the course offers to people who know what they're doing, and then you think about it. we use only one technique per month. So I'm requiring you, so it's more of like a discipline and a reworking. I require you, the first one is bezels expanded. So if you are taking a course of bezels expanded, you know, which is really thinking about what else can I put on the outsides of my bezels, you know, like this actually, you know, what else can I put, how else can I do my shapes? You're required for a month just to work within this shape and this technique. You can explore deep into this technique. You know, if someone comes into my group who's a professional, my expectations are, and I judge you more, my expectations are that you're taking this month and you're using your time when you come into your workspace, that you're challenging yourself on these techniques. When we get into the second chapter actually even starts August 1st because we want to push both of them together just at the beginning. People are so excited at the beginning, so we're giving you more than enough information at the beginning. So then you're actually getting into everything that I do with wire work. So, you know, you're twisting wire, you're doing you know, just a lot of different links and bracelets, and you know, so say if this one is actually in the first chapter, this bangle right here, so maybe you'd add a stone to it, or what else can you do to it, you know, what else can you do? And I'm showing wire around, so it's just maybe challenging you to work in these directions. After we get going, the third one is caging, which really stems from, you know, so it's like, what would your cage shapes be? What could you cage? How could you think? You have a whole month to work on all of this information, and I'm working on two, and I find really inspiring shapes in all of this. So it gets you out of your regular day-to-day with some of my techniques and, you know, having you work with them. And then by the end of the month, so I find at the beginning, people actually, so at the beginning, people actually, you know, maybe you copy the exact techniques the first week, maybe the second technique you're kind of trying to master it, and by the third week, you're putting your own vibration, your own objects, your own pieces into it, your own colors. By the fourth week, I see people really expanding. Now, for people who are just beginning, I saw people really expanding towards the end of the course. By the end of the course, there was so many people that really sprung out into their own work, who never even knew what type of work their work was, you know? So, but then I get into a lot of assembly, because that's what I do best, is assembly. So there's assembly that I went over, assembly and links, all my different attachments. So it's just giving you prompts if you're needing a little inspiration. You know, through the whole thing, you could use it as prompts. I know, thank you, Kelly. This is actually mastodon bone. And I have a whole bunch here. I really wanted to work on this technique here, which is a closure. And, you know, as part of the chapter, or could be part of the chapter, there's the rivets in there with cold join. Because as I'm going back to using my objects again, I'm finding I'm using more rivets. This stone is held into, this is a shark spine that I have to replace, but this is riveted all the way through. So it's riveted all the way through. You can't see the other side because now I started doing my stamp on the opposite side. So you really can't even see the work. The rivet's not gonna hurt you. You know, it's going to be nice and smooth. Clasps and bails. Okay, that's gonna be, you'll see. The prongs chapter is actually, is that the caging chapter? There's a whole chapter on prongs and caging. I think it's caging. So there's a chapter on prongs and, you know, putting things together and height and all of this type of stuff. So good. Okay, so that makes sense. So if that works for you, we'd love to have you. If it doesn't work for you, you know, we have a whole group of people. It's our community we're in with. You know, so really it's a whole vibration in that way. You know, if it's not for you, I'm always here on Thursdays. So, you know, or I might move this over to Instagram. We'll see. I'm also on my Instagram. If you're not following my Instagram, I put in like little tips and different things the way I do things. Everybody has different ways. For me, it's like I learned my work. You know, I studied as an artist. I traveled overseas to really ethnographic areas, and I did ethnographic repair. I got to see just really ancient talisman. It was my business. I was so curious about how pieces in the museums were put together way back when. You know, how did they stitch things? How did these pieces last hundreds of years and not fall apart? Like, what is it to putting things together? You know, when I put together making connections, I looked at things like swing set materials and, you know, a your heating duct system that has heat going through it, swing sets where people are climbing on, you know, packaging and paper that have lasted 100 years. What was the stickiness on there that made them stick for this long, you know? So for me, it's how I put together my course from all my studies. And I'll be back on here. I took like a little 2-time intermission, but I also liked, you know, I realized also one of my strengths is I really got to see a lot of ethnographic work and talisman and really unusual techniques in putting jewelry together. So I talk a lot about this in my history and everything to do with jewelry that's not normal. That's what I love. So, you know, it's like we went to Bali. I did a workshop there. We did a whole ceremonial fire ceremony. We did a water ceremony, you know, purging and putting things in, keeping our intentions with us, you know, all this type of work. What did it have to do with jewelry? It has to do with you as a person, because anytime you have a big change in your life, your work shifts, you know? So it's like, no, so I'm always working on shifting my work. As soon as I finished the first course, everybody in that course saw my work shift into a whole different way because I learned so much in that course. So anytime you are, you know, anytime, that's why I like doing Morocco. When we do Morocco, we're gonna be studying the Berber, we're gonna be studying jewelry techniques, we're gonna be studying rug patterning, we're studying, you know, people, we're studying how they put jewelry together, we're studying artwork, we're studying trees, all this. Anytime you do that, you come back, you get a little bit of rest under your belt, and you come into your studio and you have a whole new approach. It's inevitable. I noticed that time after time after time. Make sense? Okay, it'd be really fun to have you, Pam. And for everybody else, I'm so excited about you guys coming in. And good, is there any questions? Anybody nervous? Everybody good, huh? Oh, good, okay, good. Same situation, Stacy, good. So there's Christina on there. And I know she's got, yeah, the Berber, yeah. So that's next year. I might even be adding another one onto it because everyone from 20 had to go on to 21. So I think I'm talking with Michelle now. We might add another trip on. I don't, you know, it might be after that. It might be in March. It might be after that. We're also still talking India, but we just, you know, want things to loosen up a little bit. Yeah, if you guys get on the mailing list, the way, you know, and Christina, I know, see, thank you. Me too. I'm a little bit nervous too, because when I come on, I have a whole new group of people that, you know, we put the vibe out there at the beginning. It's always a little bumpy. We're all trying to find our positions on how we're working together. Oh, don't worry, Nicole, if your supplies aren't there yet, there are people that, you know, that were like, I have to go on vacation for a month. This is always here. We're always here. If you get in, seriously, if you get in, like for me, I think I'm going to be able to get into my studio 3 to 4 times a week. I'm not traveling anywhere, you know, so how great is this? I can't wait to see how my work is going to shift at the end of this, because pretty much my trips are canceled. We can't travel that much, right? Join my mailing list, you guys. Get on my Instagram. I'm mostly we've been doing a lot of work on the sales for this course and all the behind the scenes, making sure everything's set up and organized. So I'm super active on Instagram. I'm super active now on Facebook, just with this group. I know there's a lot of people that don't like being on Facebook, maybe because of just, you know, I don't know, I've heard people say that, but be on there with us. We're good. We're going to stay nice and clear and not bring politics into this. We're not going to bring other things. We're just really bringing enlightenment and learning and exploration and getting over your fears. Truthfully, when I reduce this whole course to anything, it's a lot about exploration and getting, you know, past and through, and having people bravo you on just to give you the courage to move forward. You know what I mean? In different things. So I've had so many goldsmiths in my courses that have, you know, back in when we were training in school, it's like, boom, you know, you get forced into a position where, oh no, that's not right, that's not right, that's not right, that's not right. You can only do it this way. So what it really is just kind of giving people, I taught for the Goldsmith Society in Florida, and they were years ago, and they were telling me that we're just giving them, I'm giving them permission to shift their work a different direction. So if that makes sense, lifetime access to this, guys. So even if you sign up now and you're on vacation or you can't get there every day, you have lifetime access. So, okay, yes, that was a good, and why didn't I register yet? See, so there you go. Okay, so time to register. It closes tonight at midnight, and we're gonna get some sleep, Christina and I, after that, and you know, I can get my mind out of like this part of it, and over the weekend, I just do my walks, and I, you know, swim a little bit, and maybe any of this, and yeah, it gave us permission. Diane, did you guys see on Instagram, Diana has her profile, and she's done a lot of silversmithing, and it kind of, there aren't, I could be wrong, in my generation, there aren't a lot of people who took this approach. I know there's no one that took an approach like through fashion and museum exhibits and expression and through you know, runway, like I'm talking fashion runway, which is why I was invited to Milan Fashion Week by Vogue Accessories, by the way. And I actually have something pretty cool coming up slowly but surely, but we'll see. So lifetime access to this course, the lifetime access to Intentional Metalsmithing, this course. So you can go back to it in a year if you need a refresh, 2 years, or if you have a question, you know, you'll always have your book. It's an ebook, and lifetime access to Intentional Metalsmithing. So, oh, good. Ah, Matt's back on. There's my buddy Matt, you guys. Say hi to Matt. He is on. Oh, you know what, you guys? Matt actually is going to come on with me. I think I have to talk to him when this is done. I think I might actually do it on an Instagram, one of the Instagram, but he actually was telling, we were talking in here, and he actually wants to show us a technique in blacksmithing. So Matt is a blacksmith. So I told him he needs to come on and show us this wire technique in blacksmithing where you're really working hard at making it come to a point, you know, and then doing a little curl on there if you want, or I think it'd be a really beautiful one. So anyway, thank you, Matt, for now, but he's gonna come in here right afterwards. I'll get the fan going for us, Matt, okay? So that's gonna be on, you guys will see, it's a guest coming on, and woohoo. Any other questions? We just, you know, I like to cover all grounds. I like to just be informed. You never know when you're gonna need a technique down the road. There's times where I dream something and I come into my studio and I'm like, oh my God, I know what I have to build, you know, and then I'm like, wait a minute, how do I do this, you know, and then I think back or I dig into my past and try to find a technique to do this once again. So Diane is on there on my Instagram, and she talks all about, you know, her experience and her jewelry. She's a silversmith. She was doing her jewelry before then. She's very talented, and she came into the program and just to learn to have permission and move in a different direction. So that was kind of cool. So yeah, check out people's stories on Instagram. It's pretty cool. Okay, you guys, is there any questions or anyone else that needs to say, do you know what the start time is? Oh, for the UK. You know what, Christina, can you can actually email us. Christina can answer that. Hi, Barb. What do you, oh, Barb, you did not. Oh my God, you guys. I am so honored. Barb is going to be on, Barb Salm, she's going to be on our site. She's going to be on my site. I'm so excited to have you, Barb. I have been thinking a lot about you, and I know we had a good combo. So Barb and I, we like to talk marketing sometimes in business. She's one smart businesswoman. I don't know if you guys know that or not, so it's pretty cool. Good, okay. Okay, you guys, yay. Oh yeah, but Stacy. Oh, me too. Oh my gosh, Barb, I'm excited. Good, good, good. Okay, so, and thank you for being from the UK and taking the course, yay. Okay, we're 6 hours ahead of you. You're in the UK. Okay, well, you know what, it's recorded, Pam. Don't worry about it. You know what, it'll be recorded for you, and I'm gonna get a general consensus. I'm always on at this time. We are always answering questions on this we have our own private Facebook group where you can come into the group, answer, ask a question, and everybody sees it. So you'll get it answered. You'll get it, it's recorded. You'll be able to see it. I'm on at this time. Christina's always on with me, and so I could stay in right brain. She's in left brain. Oh, 11 p.m. So hope that works better. Yay, good, good, good. So, all right, you guys, don't worry. We're going to make it work. Oh, okay, all right, you're Eastern. Okay, I was like, wow, PM is. Okay, cool. All right, you guys. So if that makes sense, if you know of anybody else who needs to join, closing at midnight tonight, I'm excited. You all needed to be here. It's going to be a beautiful experience, and for myself as well. So, oh, that's so sweet. She'll tell you, Joni. She'll tell you. Joni is going to be, and there's a lot of people on here who really can, get on and work together with us. So, oh my gosh, I think I've talked so long, my lipstick is actually off, guys, which is a big problem for me. Anymore, it's like I'm so glad for these Thursdays. It really gives me an opportunity to wake up, put my makeup on, and, because here in Cleveland, we're a little bit on red zone, so time to, introvert in, be in my studio, all of that. Oh, love and light to all of you guys. Thank you so much. And if you have any other questions, Christina's here, I'm here. Thank you. I'm really putting, before I meet, there's many times, there's a lot of background work going on with this course. This is where it came together. I actually do a lot of time thinking about my group. Once I meet with everyone, I do a lot of energy work and thinking about my group, holding this group together with, holding it together with love. I don't want it to stray. It really is a lot of some behind the scenes type of stuff, because what I realized, you guys, I have to say this before we go, with my last group, I would tell them, I would devote once a week a whole yoga session to my group, thinking about them, sending this group love, putting us together as a group, uniting us. And I was like, wow, I wonder how this is going to turn out. Well, especially as we built and towards the end of it, I was like, oh my God, I so get this. You hear the statement, you get back what you put in. I had so much love from this group, and I still have love from this group, you know what I mean? So how can I resist, It was really an experiment to me of putting all this love, since I have time and we're online, putting love into the group, putting success into your group, into yourself, building you as a person. Now, and then it's like, then there's a time where you fly, because I don't hold your hand forever. We hold our hand through this group, and then at the very end, it's hard. We had a hard time breaking up. We had a hard time breaking our group. But if we didn't break our group, we wouldn't be able to grow as an individual and then come back together again. Get it? So it kind of all was experimental last year. Oh, thank you, but we'll see. So that's what I do in the background. It's, I'm finding out, is it easier for me to work my group when I put this much love and energy into my group. So my heart is getting bigger as we speak, and I'm gonna see if there's any more questions, and I'm gonna give you guys a mwah, mwah, mwah. Is it 1 a.m.? Okay. Oh my gosh. I'm always on Thursdays here, and Monday I record a couple techniques, little techniques and different things on Instagram, and here's right now where I'm showing up. And so yes, you could put that on here now. So I'll be here next Thursday. I'm meeting the people who are in the course Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific Standard. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Love you guys. All right. Okay, you guys, take care. We are finishing up, and I'll hold my things here.